The week of Saint Gregory Palamas was established in memory of the time of the Palama disputes, which were the main theological disputes in the Eastern Byzantine Church of the 14th century. In light of the disputes, Gregory Palamas became one of the most famous theologians and ascetics. It is due to his writings that we have our theology as it is today. By the way, those disputes were quite important. The thing is that today the basis of Holy Mount Athos is hesychasm, which refers to silence. During one of the councils in the 14th century, after lengthy debates, the victory of the hesychasts over their rivals was proclaimed. This is the reason for the celebration of the second week of the Great Lent. During the debates, the issue of the uncreated light was discussed, in which the Lord appeared to the apostles on Mount Tabor. In the 14th century, the disputes over this light and the work of the divine energies and grace began. The talk about the light is quite relevant on the second week of the Great Lent, because every person who is going somewhere needs a sense. There is a need to see some results. So Gregory Palamas tells us and shows us what the sense of a Christian is, not just in various feats, but in achieving the aim. While the aim itself is the meeting of a person with God and transfiguration of a man. On Sundays of Great Lent, the liturgy of Saint Basil the Great is served. Its main feature is that some of its parts are different and some prayers are longer. Since many people go to church primarily on Sundays because of their various circumstances, it will give them a feeling that the Great Lent has begun. When the liturgy of St. John Chrysostom is served, a person can miss the fact that it is the Great Lent. If he has missed the first week because of his work, for example, Saint Gregory was a very talented young man. He could make a rather successful career in the world. He lived at the court of the emperor. He had an education, and different sciences came easily to him. When he was 17, people predicted that he would have a serious career. However, at the age of 20, he came to the monastery on Athos. Many of our saints, such as Euphrosyne of Polotsk, who left the secular life at an early age, Saint Sergius of Radonish, Saint Seraphim of Sarov, they all began the monastic life at a young age, and their future was determined by their spiritual life. This is why on one hand, I understand his choice quite well, because I also had to choose my path. But I did not choose the monastic life, while on the other hand, it is what a person lives with. One needs such examples in history, in life stories of saints, or just in one's own life. When there are such examples, it provides the necessary support for a person. Hesychasm, which means peace, silence, voicelessness, provides a human being with a very unearthly joy. Many saints write that it is a kind of inner condition which does not conform to the current moment. On one hand, Christ says that when you will be brought before governors and kings, do not worry about how or what you should say. The Holy Spirit will speak. The saints wrote the same when they described their inner condition. They felt peaceful and quiet, although around them there could be panic, war, or any other great sorrows. However, a person, when in the state of God's presence, could easily endure and even comfort other people and cope with those sorrows spiritually. When a person can endure something spiritually, then most often he will manage to withstand such burdens as well. Of course, I understand this quite well. I can see it quite often in our sisters, in our priests, and our brothers. You see that there is another, a completely different life. The world often dictates its own terms to a person. When people come today, they have some problems in the world, earthly problems. If a person does not rise above all these problems, they will never end. Gregory Palamas and hesychasm is what a soul is striving to. And the liturgy is the flight of a soul for a person and for a priest in particular. It is the flight a soul is seeking.